Welcome to WagerTalk TV. This is our continuing series of sports betting tips, and today we're going to talk about sportsbooks. I'm joined by Bryan Leonard. You can follow Bryan at B Leonard Sports. You can follow me, Marco D'Angelo, at Marco in Vegas. Bryan, we all have it. We've got, I could pull my phone out right now. I've got 6 different apps around town. You've probably got more on your phone. You do it. You put money in accounts. You bet. And it seems like you have a winning week, but there's always one account that it seems like you got to keep going back and putting money in it. You're taking it out of the other ones, you're winning, but you're putting it in that one. And it almost becomes like, I don't want to say we're superstitious, but it becomes, oh God, if that's the best number and it's there, I really don't want to bet this game. Explain that phenomenon.
I'm the one that brought this up because I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were talking about this, and I said, that is a great topic, because offhand, we have talked about this, yes. And like I had told you, I was just down at the Westgate putting money in. There's always certain sports books where I'm able to win, and other sports books where I don't seem to do very well in. And as you pointed out, if you're here in Vegas, you don't want to leave too much in a sports book because you've got a whole bunch of different apps you want to be loaded at all times. The only problem is when you go in and you take money out of the sports book you're winning at, gives them a chance to look at your record and say, hey, this is the third time this guy has taken money out in the last 3 weeks. And then that gives them the opportunity of either limiting you or banning you altogether.
You don't have that problem with the one you keep taking the money to.
Yeah, not at all. They're gladly to let me put more money in there. But that's the thing, is there's certain places, and I've talked about this in the past, and it's usually where the sharpest lines are at. I can't win at the South Point. I can't win at the Westgate. To me, those are the 2 sharpest lines in Las Vegas. Now, Circa's out there, and Circa, I think, is going to surpass both of them when it comes down to that. But they're a new company right now, and so far I've been winning at Circa, so we'll see what happens. But
speaking of, I like what they're doing so far.
I really like what they're doing over there.
I'm excited when they open the big Circa. Circa Hotel and Casino.
Circa Maximus?
It's.
They're going to steal that. I should have had trademarked that.
You should have, yeah. That would be good.
But
it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be the biggest sports book in.
But the question is, as we go to it, is what do you do, as you pointed out, you've done all your handicapping, you want to bet this line, you've checked your 10 sports books, and the best line is a place that you don't win at. How do you treat that?
For me, I cringe. And you're going to laugh when I tell you the one that I always had to fill up the most, and it's the one that everybody makes fun of, William Hill. For whatever reason, when William Hill had the same number or had the better number on a game, I was losing there more often than the other places on my apps. And it made absolutely no sense to me, but that's the one that was doing it. Now, there's an app that I like, and all things considered, we're here in Vegas, and a lot of people give us, you get comps and stuff.
Right. William Hill doesn't, by the way.
Okay.
Well, I guess they do.
If all things are equal, okay, the line's the same, I'm making every bet at stations for me, because that's my home casino. That's where I get all my comps, and I love their app for the horse racing. So I'm getting a lot. I'm double barreling there. So I get comps there for meals, movies, whatever, if everything's the same. But I'll tell you what, when at stations, when there is a game where the best number I can get on the game, on the dog, and it ends up being at stations, I can guarantee you that's losing. When the public dog, everybody wants the dog in the game, it ain't happening. I'm telling you, that's if I'm not involved in a game and I'm looking at the screen and I see they got the best number on the if you want to bet the dog there, I'll throw a few bucks on the favorite just because it's a loser. I'm telling you, more often than not.
It's man of you to come out and say that you have to load up your William Hill account, because we make fun of Marco all the time. Yeah. He's the only guy out of everybody I know that can still bet at William Hill. Yeah. And we laugh about that. But for you to come out and say it, now, anything can happen in it. Yeah. But what I like to do, the first thing I like to do is I like to get my bets in where I think it's the best time, the line's going to peak or whatever. But if my game I want to bet is at the South Point or the Westgate, and it's the best line right there, I'll say, you know what? let me sit back and see where this line goes. A lot of people, they don't have that ability. They're going to get out there and they say, I've got to go to work. I need to get these bets in, boom, boom, boom. So I wait until later on in the day, and I'll check 2 or 3 other times. And if it's still the same situation, I'll bet my play, but I'll bet it for less than what I normally would. Let's say I've got normal 1-unit play on those games, I'll bet it for a half unit. Because I have learned that, and I've talked many times about the market is smarter than you are, no matter how smart we all think we are. And the guys at the Westgate and the guys at the South Point, we all know them. They're great, very intelligent guys. Other places are the same way. Unfortunately, they don't have the ability to override whatever the action is or wherever the market is. So nothing against the other sports books, but that's how I treat it. But I know guys that just won't bet the play based on that. And I was just curious how what other people have done. If you want to get into the video and give us your opinion on this,
absolutely,
what you do and how you get around it and how it's treated for you. I'm very interested. I'm the one that asked this question. So I want to know, what does everybody do when it's that situation with you?
All right, hey, that's a perfect segue, guys. If you like these videos, do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and more importantly, go in there at the bottom. Leave us a message in the comment section. Tell us how you do it. And you know what? If you have another question for us, that's a great place to do it. And if you do comment in our YouTube video section at the bottom, you're eligible for a drawing. You could win a free week of service. Check it out at WagerTalk TV. We appreciate you, and hit that thumbs up button. We'll be back with more.